Hello. Okay, today y'all are going to learn about characterization, which I know y'all already know, but we're going to review it anyway. So if you have your notes, write down your notes. But make sure that you have time to do what you need to do. The paper that you should have picked up out of the pink bucket. So if you didn't do that, you don't have it, go grab it. But otherwise, make sure that you do that, the actual, you know what I mean, assignment, yes. The actual assignment, and then you can take your notes down. Again, this is going to be in Schoology, so don't worry about that, okay? You'll need it, but do your actual assignment, okay? So we're just going to do characterization today. We're not going to do archetypes. We'll do archetypes next week. So characterization, if you didn't know, it's a description of the distinctive nature or features of someone or something. This is so long. Shorten it, right? Description of someone or something. Description of someone or something is our characterization definition. And you can pause me because I'm going to go fast. So there are two types of characterization. You do need to know them. There's direct characterization and indirect characterization. Direct characterization is when somebody, the author, more than likely, literally tells you or the audience about the character's appearance, their speech, their demeanor. And then indirect characterization is when the audience kind of has to figure out for themselves the characteristics of that character. So if I came to you and I said, okay, let me think of a name. Okay, if I came to you and said, Baby Yoda is a green little alien with big eyes and a little nose and big ears, and he can use the Force, and he's really cute and he likes to eat frogs. Direct characterization. I am literally telling you about the character, what Baby Yoda looks like, what Baby Yoda eats, maybe the way Baby Yoda acts. And Baby Yoda doesn't speak, okay? But indirect characterization, same concept with Baby Yoda. Could say Baby Yoda put his hand up and the little ball that he had moved from one way to the other. And Baby Yoda's skin glistened in the sun. And somebody else made a comment and said, wow, you're really green. And Baby Yoda was picked up by the Mandalorian, right? Now we have to deduce that Baby Yoda is small enough that he can be picked up. We have to deduce that Baby Yoda is green, not because I told you Baby Yoda is green. Another character in the story commented about Baby Yoda's greenness. And that Baby Yoda can use the Force, right? By their actions, by Baby Yoda's actions, we can see that, okay, he can use the Force, right? Indirect characterization, subtle way of figuring out what is going on based on the character's speech, thoughts, effects on others, actions, and then their own looks. So there are different types of characters. You have a dynamic characters, round characters, flat characters, and static characters. Best way to show this is with oh my gosh, the Miles Morales Spider-Man movies. The only ones you need to know are dynamic and round characters. Just know that dynamic characters change dramatically throughout the course of a story. They are more than likely going to be your protagonists or your main characters, just like Miles Morales, right? He literally changes from a kid who does not have spider powers to literally becoming a superhero. Changes increasingly throughout the story. Round characters are varied and have contradicting traits, but then they also change throughout a story. They will not change as much as your dynamic characters, but they will change. Typically, they are friends of your dynamic character, very close to them, right? So in this case, Gwen is our round character, right? She starts the story kind of helping out Miles and then kind of changes to not helping out Miles. And if you've seen the second movie, Into the Spider-Verse, right? We see that she has an even more dramatic change. Still not as dramatic as Miles, but she still has a more change, and she has contradicting traits, right? She wants to help Miles, but also she's not supposed to. Contradicting traits does change throughout the story, right? She ends up deciding that she should help him. Then we have flat characters, and you do not need to write this down, but flat characters, just know that they have two main personality traits, and they don't really change much throughout the story. Kind of like our British Spider-Man right here, right? He goes around and he rebels against the Spider Society, right? And he is not consistent. Not even consistent in his drawings and the way he looks in the movies. And those are his two traits. And he does not defy those traits. He does not change throughout the course of the movie when we see him. And then otherwise we have static characters, which are characters that stay the same throughout a story, and they never change their outlook, they never change their motivations, perceptions, or habits. They don't change for anything. And that's going to be Miles' dad, right? Miles' dad does not change. He loves Miles. He wants to protect the community. He is a policeman, and he abides by the law. These are the things we know about him, and it never changes. That dynamic never changes. Static characters. Then you got protagonist. Protagonist is just the leading and most prominent character in a story. And antagonist is the characters that actively oppose the protagonist of a story. You don't have to write this down, you just gotta know it. For easy purposes, superheroes are typically protagonists and villains are antagonists, but there are cases where that is seen. Protagonist does not have to be a good person, right? Think about Loki. Loki in the Avengers are heroes, are a protagonist. The Avengers are the protagonists. And Loki is the villain. He's the antagonist. But in the show, Loki is the protagonist. He is the main person of the story and the timekeepers, essentially, right? I think I'm remembering that right. The timekeepers are the antagonist. Okay? It all depends on the point of view. Your protagonist does not have to be a good person. They are just the main character. Okay? And otherwise, we characterize characters by using STEEL. I know you guys know about STEEL charts, but STEEL, in case you've never seen it before, is an acronym. And it stands for speech, thoughts, effects on others, actions, and looks. So, for speech, it's all about how does a character speak. Do they use slang? Do they speak like a child? Do they speak with authority? How are they talking? Literally the things that they say and their tone, how are they saying it? Thoughts, what is your character's thoughts? What is revealed about their motivations and desires through their thoughts? Their effects on others. How do other characters react to the main character, to your protagonist? Are they afraid of them? Do they like them? Do they run all over them? Do they bully them? Like, how are other people reacting to your main character? Then we got actions. What is your protagonist doing? How do they behave? What's their most important contributions to the plot? What do they do that is driving the story forward? And then otherwise, their looks. What does your character physically look like? Now, this may be revealed in like them looking in a mirror situation, and that's where it kind of gets fuzzy between direct and indirect. But sometimes other characters will comment on how your character looks, right? Like your character is barreling through their morning, they come down the stairs, and their mom goes, "Are you gonna go to school like that?" We know that our character looks probably like a little messed up, right? Maybe their hair is not done or they're wearing weird mismatching clothes. Something is going on that's making a different character speak like that, but it is about the way that our main character looks. Can be done indirectly. Okay? All right, so we are going to read the continuity of Parks. Pause me and read the continuity of Parks. You will have to read it, because there's no way to do the STEEL chart without reading. Pause me and read. Okay, at this point, you should have unpaused me. So, to kind of explain what's going on, it starts with this guy. We do not know his name, but he's our protagonist. And he reads a book. He ends up reading the book, and then he talks about the book, and we see the hero and the heroine they enter. Okay, and they are going to rob somebody. So they're going to a house to rob this person, right? And this is in the book. And then we get this break right here, right? Break between paragraphs. And now, over here, this was in the book. And over here, this is real life. There is a real couple that is going up to the house where our protagonist is, and they go and they end up killing our protagonist, right? The head of the man in the chair reading a novel. Our protagonist is dead, y'all. It's dead. He's dead. So he's reading about people who are gonna do a robbery, who are gonna do a heist and like murder somebody, and it ends up coming to life. Essentially, in a way, it's a little meta. He doesn't know he's reading about his death, but he's reading about his death, okay? He does die. So, you are going to do a STEEL chart of our protagonist, okay? Who is not named. So, your STEEL chart looks like this. Let me see if I can zoom in. Let me zoom in. Yeah. I know it says either. It's not supposed to say either. It's just supposed to say the protagonist. That's my fault, so sorry. But what you're going to do is you're going to conduct this steel chart, speech, thoughts, effects, actions, and looks. I put the questions over here on the description side, so that way if you're freaking out and you're like, I don't know what to look for, use these questions to help you. In this column over here, you're going to give me text evidence for each part. So text evidence on the way that they speak. If they don't speak, I need you to put that they don't speak, okay? But everything else you should be able to do, right? And then, so text evidence here. So I'm looking for quotes. Remember how to shorten your quote, right? You can start it with what you want to say. Let's pretend this is in the thing, right? The protagonist, ... end of your sentence. And make sure you're putting them in quotation marks. Put it in quotation marks, okay? And then otherwise, once you give me your text evidence, now you got to do your inference, okay? What personality trait is revealed because of our text evidence? And what does this reveal about your character, right? If your character, let's say the effects of others, let's say characters being bullied, and that's our text evidence. It's something about the character being bullied. We could say that our personality trait revealed about our character is shy, right? And then what does this reveal about our character? It means that our character will not stand up for themselves, even though they should, because they are shy. Okay? Oops. So, got to do a personality trait revealed and character. Like, what does it say about your character? Okay? And if you need personality traits, because you do not know them, literally go into Google and type in personality traits list. And then this first one that pops up, 638 primary personality traits. What? Let me click on it. It doesn't let me click on it. Okay, how about this one? Oh my gosh, I can't. Oh, there we go. And here's a bunch of personality traits, right? In alphabetical order. So many different types of personality. Look at that. And then look, they even put them into categories, all alphabetically ordered. Negative traits. Probably the next one is positive traits. Oh, they don't even have positive traits. Okay, these are negative traits. I guess neutral traits. And then these ones are positive traits up here. Yeah, I missed that. But anyways, you got 638 to choose from. Make sure you put it. And then don't forget, on the back of the paper, there is an exit ticket question. Just short answer response. How does the character, should be how does the character. No, it's characters. How do the characters from the protagonist's book, so the robbers, drive the plot forward? How do they drive the plot forward? Were they real or were they works of fiction? And then what happened to our protagonist at the end of the story? If you watch this video, you know what happened. So you're just answering this question. Yay! Don't forget there's a back. Don't let other people forget there's a back. Tell them, okay? And that's it. Yeah. Yay! Yay, everybody! Awesome! This is like due at the end of class and or tomorrow when I see you, which should be Wednesday. All right? Yay! Okay, bye.